Hey guys, I just want to show you another mod I've been working on called Minehop. The idea is to take source engine bhopping and strafing and put it into Minecraft. I'm going to start off by just explaining what bhopping is, and then we'll go through the features of the mod. So basically you hold down space, and you will continuously jump, just like normal Minecraft. But while you're holding D, if you move your mouse right, you'll start gaining speed. And if you hold down A while moving your mouse left, you'll also start gaining speed. So the idea is to gain as much speed as possible by getting as many strafes into one jump as you can. And you see there's a little percentage that comes up underneath your crosshair, and that is how efficient your strafes are. So the higher number you get, the better you're doing, basically. And the other number, the white one that's under your crosshair, that shows how many times you've jumped, and also the last speed you were at when you hit the ground. And that's useful for whenever you're like doing the same map over and over again. You can see, oh, I have to be at 14 when I hit this platform, or I can't do any of the other jumps. So you know that you can just restart at that point, right? So that's why those are useful metrics right there. And you can turn them off in the config here. So the SSJ, that is the white text. And then the efficiency, that is the percentage. And then the current speed is the speed down here in the bottom left. You can also turn that off. You can also change these other settings in here, like SV friction. So if I make this really low, and you see now everything is kind of like ice, I'll reset that. Ground accelerate is how fast you'll accelerate to the max ground speed. So you see I instantly get to 5.72. But if I reset that back to 0.1, it takes a second to get up there. It's still really fast, but it is noticeably slower. Air accelerate, this honestly doesn't do a whole lot. It kind of just allows you to strafe a little tighter. This is basically the max value that you can have it at. Max airspeed, this is the max speed that you can gain every single tick. So if I just make this really high, now I will gain a lot of speed very quickly. That's why we have that at a nice low number. The speed multiplier, this is how fast you can run on the ground. I'm going a lot faster now. The gravity, that's self-explanatory. And the strafe yaw, the higher that this is, the more you'll accelerate from strafing. The lower this is, the less you'll accelerate from strafing. This toggles having the /help command enabled. So basically by default, there's a custom /help command, and you can just turn that off. You will have to restart your game after changing that setting. And then the server MOTD is for if you're running a server. Let me show you the official server. It has a little MOTD here that changes every few seconds. So you can toggle having that on and off. And then there's also a Discord bot token and Discord channel ID, so you can hook this up to broadcast people getting world records on your server. Alright, I think that about covers the config. We've got a few commands here. As you can see in chat, we'll start off with that. We've got /hide self. This basically does everything F1 does, except it keeps like your crosshair and every other HUD element. So you can still see the chat, you can still see the speed and everything else. See if I press F1, all of that disappears. So that's why that's different. You can hide other players. There's nobody for me to show you that with. And you can hide the replays, which I will show you later. Let's go ahead and create a map. I'm going to come over here. I've already built this little thing. I'm going to do map, manage, add, and then test. So now you see if I do /map, I've got to give it a second to update. Do /map, and now I've got test here, so I can click that. And you can also just do /map test. And then you've got in text form /map the list. You can see what maps there are. /map restart. If there's any zones, then that'll take you to the start of the map. Or there's no zones on this, that's why it's not working. We do map top. I'll show you the top times, and obviously there's no times right now. And then more in map manage, we can turn this into an arena. I'll show you that later. We can create a checkpoint. Again, I'll show you that later. We can get the general info for the map. There you go. It just prints out basically what it prints out when you create it. And then, I don't know how I just managed to do that. We can also invalidate all the times for a specific map. And then we can delete it, and we can set the spawn. So if I do this, and then do map test, it'll bring me over here instead of where I originally set it. We're going to put this back over here, though. So now what you're going to want to do is go to operator utilities and get a bound stick. Or you can do /give @ Minehop : bounds stick. And you'll get one. And then you're going to right click to set your first position, right click to set your second position, and you're going to do zone, add, start, and then the map name. That'll create a little start zone here. And see, I've pre-designated where I need to right click just to save time. You can also make a reset zone by just replacing the word start with reset. And then you can kill a zone. Remove it by doing /zone kill while standing in the center of it. I'll get rid of the nearest one. And the reason I just did that is because I'm going to add a checkpoint here. Checkpoint add. Keep forgetting to do that. And it says added checkpoint 1. You want to keep track of that ID because whenever you create the reset zone, you're going to put that number here. So now whenever you fall into this, which you have to be in adventure mode, you can't be in creative mode or survival mode, or spectator mode. So you can be in survival or adventure mode. If you fall into this, it'll take you to the checkpoint instead of the beginning of the map. Okay. Let's go ahead and make the end zone. Zone add end test. And then let me break these so they don't get in the way. I think that one's going to get okay. And I'm going to go into adventure mode. And now, as soon as you start jumping, which yes, the timer starts when you jump, by the way, not when you leave the zone. As soon as you start jumping, it'll start your time. You go across, and the timer is per nanosecond. That's because the timer is done completely client-sided. That's the power of being able to do this with a mod. We can just do it client-sided and then send a packet. And then if it's close enough to what the server recorded, then we send it through. It's a little more complicated than that, but that's the gist of it. Alright, there you go. Now we'll show up on map top test. There we are. And if we do /map, there we are. And you also see it said in chat that we claimed the world record and we claimed a personal record. And also, now do /replay test. And it'll spawn a replay of the world record. And whenever a new world record gets made, it'll get updated. You can spectate this replay by just doing /spec and then test replay. Unfortunately, because Minecraft only runs at 20 ticks per second, this is as accurate as spectating can get. Even if I were to record more data, you can't display it fast enough, so it's just going to look the same. Maybe I can make a fully client-sided version of this in the future that'll have like per frame replays. That'd be really cool. But for now, this is meant to work on a server. Let me. Okay, yes. We've also got /spawn in here. So if you make a map called spawn, then you can just have your people just /spawn. And then whenever they join the world, it's not going to happen to me because I'm opt. If they're not opt, they'll get teleported to spawn every time they join the world. There you go. You also probably notice this adds /gmc and /gms and stuff. I don't have a way to disable that because I figured it's not really necessary. If you want me to add a way to disable that, then let me know. I'll do it. But I didn't think that was really necessary. In editing, I realized I completely forgot to show you guys Arena. So basically, you're just going to make a new map. Map manage add, and then we're just going to call it Arena. And then map manage Arena, and then the map name. So now anytime, every 10 seconds it'll give every player at the map an instagib gun, and also whenever they teleport there they'll get one. And what this does is summon beep. I hit it, it'll teleport to a random checkpoint. So I can add a checkpoint to arena, another one, and it should ping pong between all three of these. So you can just set a bunch of random checkpoints, and the players will get teleported there whenever they get hit. Wow, what are the odds of this? That's crazy. Yeah, the players will get teleported there when they get hit. It doesn't really have any leaderboard functionality or anything right now. It's just kind of fun. But yeah, if you have any suggestions for the mod, then let me know. Please join the Discord, and please join the Minecraft server. This is automatically in your multiplayer page when you get the mod. I'll also put the IP in the description, and the mod rent and the Discord link. And yeah, have a nice day.